Hi! Today I wanted to film my little birthday book haul because yesterday was my birthday and I went to Waterstones and another bookstore to treat myself to some books. I have been on a book buying ban for over a month now, and I thought the only excuse I can have to break it is my birthday, so that's what I did. The first book that I got is actually a manga, and it's the 16th volume of Moriarty the Patriot, which I didn't know already came out, so that was a very nice surprise. Also, I know every time that I talked about Moriarty the Patriot on my channel, I always said I watched the whole first season and I can't wait for season 2, yada yada yada. Apparently season 3 is already out and I might have already watched it, and there is no third season. There will be no third season. I'm sad. Because, I mean, obviously I can read the whole thing, but I don't know, it just really felt nice to also watch it just because it did do it a little bit differently than the manga. Like, there are a couple of chapters that aren't in the anime, and also a couple of scenes and characters that aren't in the anime but that are in the manga. So I was really excited to see the aftermath of the finale and like watching it as an anime, but it's fine. I really hope there's gonna be a second season, and I'm really excited. I haven't read the 15th manga yet just because I did finish the 14th on the plane on my way to my family on vacation, and the way I had to hold myself in from crying, because I already cried in watching the anime because that it's the same ending, but somehow they made the manga way sadder. Like, it hit. The second book that I got, and this one is from Waterstones, it's The Lesbian's Guide to Catholic School, which is a book that I've been eyeing for a very long time. Every time I went to a bookstore, I always saw this one, and I always thought the title sounded really fun, but I never read like back of it, like the synopsis. But just the cover itself looked really fun, and also Waterstones had these little sprayed edges, so that's nice. At least now I'll know to keep my mouth shut about any crushes. This time I'll be stealthy gay, like Kristen Stewart. 16-year-old Yamilet Flores preferred to be known for a killer eyeliner, not for being one of the only Mexican kids at her new, mostly white, very rich Catholic school. But at least here, no one knows she's gay, and Yami intends to keep it that way. After being outed by her crush and ex-best friend before transferring to Slayton Catholic, Yami has new priorities. Keep her brother out of trouble, make her mom proud, and most importantly, don't fall in love. The thing is, it's hard to fake being straight when Beau, the only openly queer girl at school, is so annoyingly perfect and smart and talented and cute. So cute. Either way, Yami isn't going to make the same mistake again, so she'll have to start asking WWSGD, what would a straight girl do? So yeah, this one, it sounds really fun. Yeah, if you hear knocking, there is construction happening in the building next to mine, and they always like to do that like very early in the morning. The next book I bought, and I was so excited when this one was announced, and I knew this one was coming just because it was out of nowhere. I died, and it's Girls Like Girls by Hayley Kiyoko. Listen, I have a history with Hayley Kiyoko and like this specific music video, okay? Because let me tell you something. I grew up in a family where, you know, they didn't hate gay people, like they were entirely homophobic. They are pretty homophobic, but just like mainly ignorant about it, but like still. And so growing up, as soon as like I was at the age of like having crushes and stuff, they would always be saying like, you know, oh, and when are you going to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend? But like I was like 10 when they started saying that. So if at 10 years old you started asking a kid like, when are you going to get a boyfriend or whatever, don't. But yeah, and so growing up I always knew that liking girls was a thing, but I never had a visual representation of it, you know, to really comprehend, okay, oh, okay, so that's a possibility, you know? Because like with Disney, watching TV, mostly Disney and Nickelodeon, at a time when I was a kid, there was nothing, not even like a side character or like a background character, nothing. So I knew it was possible, but I didn't see, like I had nobody in my life or any like representation of that. Until I saw this music video. I was like the straight brain that I had. I really thought that music video started out with just friends until my brain clicked to what it was. And so yeah, and also just the song itself being girls like boys do. That specifically, like at the time I didn't speak English that very well, so I didn't fully, and like it would kind of just sound like gibberish to me. But then when I started learning the language and then I like kept listening to the song, I was like, oh well, damn. So yeah, when this was announced, I was very excited just because the history with that music video and this artist is close to my heart. Because I mean, she is one of the first artists from Disney that I saw make her own music outside of Disney, aside from Miley Cyrus obviously and Selena Gomez, but like her specifically because I obviously knew her from Lemonade Mouth mostly, and then also through Wizards of Waverly Place when she was on there with Selena Gomez. And so I didn't know it was her at first. I was singing that until I looked up her name. So I kind of had that like Disney weird stuff. And also recently I found out that the producers of Wizards of Waverly Place were actually trying to get like a kind of like bisexual relationship between Alex and Haley's character at the time. I don't remember her name, but because Disney, they weren't allowed to do that. And so that was a thing. And the way, as soon as like I heard that, I was like, wait, I remember as a kid being like, oh, I hope they like really like each other. But I didn't think like I didn't realize I was thinking that romantically. And it was the same thing with Phineas and Ferb when I was watching that. And then the daughter of Dr. Doofenshmirtz, when they like were singing together, like that, I think that was the first episode they had like together. I was like, oh, I want to see more episodes with them together. And it took me years to realize I thought of that like romantically. Anyway, it's here. I got it. So yeah, I just grabbed it. I don't even know what it's about. So I just saw, oh, based on the music video, Hayley Kiyoko is releasing a book. I'm gonna buy it. I don't care what it's about. I don't care if it's nothing like the music video. I don't care. I'm still gonna buy it, and I bought it. So yeah. Stop. It's not that you're not like other girls. It's just that you've never met a girl like you. And then you do. You meet her and suddenly the songs make sense. The songs make sense? Why am I about to cry? I can't cry. Fuck. Okay. It's summertime and 17-year-old Coley is alone. Again, forced to move to middle of nowhere, Oregon after losing her mother, she's in no position to risk her already fragile heart. But when she meets Sonia, the attraction is immediate. Coley worries she isn't worthy of love. Up until now, everyone she's loved has left her, and Sonia's never been with a girl before. What if, by opening her heart, Coley's it all? I just had a flashback to the first time I saw like the thumbnail of the music video on YouTube. It was another actress. I think she was on Ant Farm, right? I think that was her. I don't remember names. I mostly just remember faces. Which is gonna make me cry. Like, I thought it's a coming of age story, and I feel like I'm gonna cry a lot reading this. Fuck my life. Okay, so yeah, I'm very excited and I'm scared. The next books I bought are the Modern Fairy Tales series by Holly Black. The way I've been wanting to read this series ever since I found out it's in the same like fairy world as like The Cruel Prince. I don't know if it's like a couple of years before. I know that the characters the main characters from this book are in The Cruel Prince, like they appear there, but I don't know how much time in between both series passed between this and The Cruel Prince. I am very excited about this just because I've been wanting to read these. I haven't read the synopsis or I haven't heard anything about these. I think mainly because these came out like years ago. When did these came out? Oh wow, she has a bunch of fucking books. But all these, bitch. Don't tell me this bitch came out in 2002. Huh? No way. There's no fucking way. When did the second one come out? Hold on. 2007. What? What? What do you mean? What do you mean? What? Come again? 2005? Huh? Does that mean which one comes first? I'm confused. So I was right. Tithe came out in the same year I did. I'm scared. I've never read a book that's like that old. Like, I also don't own a book that came out the same year I did. The same year I came out. I could have worded that better. No, the same year I was born, because I know that was in one of the tags. I could never ever like fill that spot in because I don't own a book that's that old, that's my age. But now I do. So yeah, I have no idea what these are about. I don't know how many people who've read The Cruel Prince have read these as well. I have no idea. I'm assuming this is like her debut series, like this is her debut novel. So wow, she's been writing Cardan and shit. Like, she's been writing in that world for 21 years. Kay is used to drifting from place to place with her mother's rock hand. Huh? Kay is used to drifting from place to place with her mother's rock hand. Huh? Rock band. I can't read. And she's having her zoomies, so that's fun. With her rock hand. Of course that's confusing. That's not it. Kay is used to drifting from place to place with her mother's rock band until an ominous attack forces them back into her childhood home. Kai's always had the unique ability to see fairies, so when she stumbles upon an injured fairy knight in the woods, she decides to save him. But this fateful choice has dire consequences, as she soon finds herself the unwilling pawn in an ancient and violent power struggle between two rival fairy kingdoms. Will Kai escape with her life? So okay, it's very Holly Black and I'm excited. I own a limited edition of all three of these books in Dutch, so I've seen fan art of it. Like, hold on, let me grab them. I don't know why, but like the titles in English are Tithe, Valiant, and Ironside, and in Dutch it's Water, Blood, and Ijzer. So water, blood, and iron. Very lazy. So yeah, and also like you got the sprayed edges and everything. It's by The Wonderful. I forget their name, but I love this artist. I'm pretty sure if you've read The Cruel Prince and stuff like that, you have seen their fan art, just because they make a lot of fan art of like book characters. Like, this is what I know of this series. Like, I know these two, so I'm gonna get spoiled by looking at fan art. I wouldn't be surprised. Now moving on to Blood, which has this gal. I don't know who that is. I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know any names. So yeah, and then we got this dark looking motherfucker. And finally Ijzer. We got her again. I love this fan art. I love this art. I absolutely love it. And then you got a picture of the pretty couple. Oh, I remember that now. In The Cruel Prince, they were the ones eating human food, right? They were the fairies eating human food. Am I remembering that wrong? I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Anyway, let's move on because I've been talking about this way too much. Next, I bought You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kalynn Bayron, which I've only read Cinderella is Dead. But this, like, when she announced she was coming out with a new book, and also look at the cover. I just wanted to have it. I haven't read This Poison Heart, and also obviously not This Wicked Fate, but I still bought it. I loved Cinderella is Dead so much. I'm just gonna buy every book that she writes until I eventually read them all. Which, I mean, I'm planning on soon, just because I read Cinderella is Dead last year and I really want to read This Poison Heart this year. So that's what I'm gonna do. And now I also have this book to go along with it. I have no idea what it's about. It looks pretty like horror-y, so I'm assuming this is like a horror book. I mean, having read Cinderella is Dead, it kind of had like spooky vibes, so like it's something that you could read during either Pride Month or Halloween, just because it's kind of spooky. It kind of involves like ghosts and raising the dead and all of that stuff, and witches. So yeah, witches, fairy godmothers. I Camp Mirror Lake. Terror is the name of the game, but can you survive the night? Charity Curtis has the summer job of her dreams, playing the final girl at Camp Mirror Lake. Guests pay to be scared in this full contact terror game, as Charity and her summer crew recreate scenes from a classic slasher film, The Curse of Camp Mirror Lake. The more realistic the fear, the better for business. But on the last week of the season, Charity's co-workers begin disappearing, and when one ends up dead, Charity's role as a final girl suddenly becomes all too real. So yeah, essentially you play a game, and then the game turns out to not really be a game. Like the game becomes reality. I love that concept. When I was shopping yesterday, I saw a book, I think, about the Midnight Man, which is like a horror game that you play with your friends, where you turn all the lights off and it's like you have to wait till midnight, and then all the way to sunrise. I think you have to stay up. You can't, like, you can also only use a candle. You can't go to sleep. You can't leave the house and all of that stuff. So, and then obviously in the book, one of them does end up dead or something. Like the game becomes reality. The Midnight Man really arrives. So yeah, this is giving the same vibe with, you know, like them having to play like, again, like fake horror stuff, and then the horror stuff becomes not so fake. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. It's also really short, so see, I'm starting to fall back into that reading slump that I was in at the beginning of the year. I hope these books will save me. The next two books I bought are The Hound of Baskerville and The Sign of Four by Arthur Conan Doyle, which, if I like saw correctly, these are the ones that were published after A Study in Scarlet. I'm trying to read them in chronological order, but apparently The Hound of Baskerville was published after The Final Problem, so when Sherlock dies, spoiler. But The Hound of Baskerville takes place before Sherlock's death, and then there's the return of Sherlock Holmes after The Final Problem. We'll see. I do think that The Sign of Four is like the one that takes place directly after. Now I know that with Sherlock Holmes novels you can kind of read them like in any order, just because that's the way that Arthur Conan Doyle wrote them, so it's not like a continuation of each thing. Each book has its own case and all of that. The only thing that I think really follows up with each other is The Final Problem and The Return of Sherlock Holmes. But I have this thing that I have to read everything in chronological order. Same way with like series that there's published. That's just the way my brain works. But like with Sherlock Holmes, I kind of want to read them in chronological order, or at least like as well as possible, because if I read them in chronological order, I will read Hound of Baskerville after The Final Problem, which takes place within the timeline of the books after Hound of Baskerville, so I might just switch those out. I'm very excited. I finished Study in Scarlet a couple of days ago, and why did nobody warn me about the whole Mormon thing? So yeah, I'll do a June wrap up and I'll talk about it more there. So yeah, this is my little birthday book haul. I hope you guys like this video. I will leave a link to my Etsy shop down below. If you like this video, please make sure to like the video and also subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.